So the language is Mandingo, so I say Malinga language. It's a West African language.
We're here for the cultural vibration. Talk about commitment, resilience, and collaboration. It's so awesome to have you here at our 16th annual International Charleston Maroon Conference and Festival. Indeed, the land, ancestral connection, indigenous rights and heritage. Big up to our leaders, our chief of the rules, representing today.
Glory. Yes, so give thanks to everyone again. The journey, you know, long journey, continue. As I said before, open heart inside of you, not the one outside. The message is in the music. Don't let the language be a barrier. Sonia, director. Listen on music, heal, born healing, no heart not racing.
It's also connected with vibration.
Music, healing, bring us healing, man, disease, and the land. That's the cover. Give thanks. Yes.
How is the family online? Big up to our family on social media.
Never forgot them. Listen, Sonia, director.
Big up to those tuning in from the comfort of their homes. It's nice to connect with you today. Big up to our photographers, our singers, our drummers,
Every time.
our musicians, our announcers,
Gratitude.
observers,
Gratitude.
journalists. Big up, big up, big up, big up.
Up, up. I tell you, because your element is moving, you're sure how creative you can be. Even with
Or
music.
ancestors. Or ancestors. If you could see your ancestors all standing in a row, would you be proud of them or not? Or those who some strange discoveries are made in tiny family trees, and some of them you know do not particularly please. If you could see your ancestors all standing in a row, there might be some of them perhaps you wouldn't care to know. But there's another question which requires a different view. If you could meet your ancestors, would they be proud of you?
Because when you have a higher element, we're not sure how creative we can be, even within the music. Rasta program.
Honors. Harold and Fred's Charlestown is the equation of everything. They say everything is the root of everything. So it matters not that time is not matter, but time matters anyway. Like the last time I stepped out of my mind and was told that I was out of my mind for saying that I can step out of my mind because I spread my mind like a second and small breast cancer. Giving you answers to questions you weren't even thinking about thinking. So now you're saying to yourself that my thoughts could be terrible. But you should be thinking about thinking if your mind is likely incompatible. Because it's possible we are not ready. Taking things light when thoughts are heavy. Make sure your skin is white today. Hey, ready. Because I'm not ready to face my shadow for people who love a shadow, refusing to lead our father while the night shadow swallows me up. Because it's just not black enough to represent the 21st century. And I could still be stuck inside of seeing my own. While the steps that deceived my dogma fully experienced watching daddy dog mom. When first we practice to deceive, when first we practice to deceive, when first we practice to deceive. The mother of the black woman was given to know, but no, we back to so. What if this is true? When I get paid from her, I get this from me. I can't get rid of her planting in my planted massacre with the entire population. Now the population is out of control. And they're trying to use population control by claiming it's an emergency. I said by claiming it's an emergency. But we are too scared to emerge and see. See that you have been playing up to life. Yet you keep looking at me. It's like you are messing with your head because of the living dead and life dead was your earth. You are not the earth, you are going to the earth and brethren who believe me. I'm trusting your feet on the blood and your soul I hate because of you. Even when you're wrong and wrong the life. Because you're wrong and wrong. Because wrong. I God. Look around you. I'm all around you. Search your mind while I'm closing God. Let go to the next eye. I never thought the race and bringing the possibilities to things that I can dream that they won't trust me. Because I'm taking chances that are shaking. Like that even the whole box. up life, trying to find it. While the prophet Esther, I spent the weight of my mind, saving my secret, feeling the time and time who to resurrect dead slaves in the Atlantic. White folks trying to get deep with me and got drowned in my tea. Because I possess the new school. The new school where students are teachers, and microphones get treated as computer. So sit up and take notes. Because I take pieces, straws, and plastic so to keep the learning in my skin clean. As one was human beings are living to life, I am living to live forever. If the future becomes future, the past has become a past, and the present we know we are Christmas. We have just passed turning Christmas. Well, not yet this. Life, growing minds that getting ready to roll the sun. So one wise man run. Over these chair legs and run because you made me run so much and did not bring the end of your turn. Waiting for you to cross the finish line so I can honor your extinction at my fearless proof. While I have the proof here buried inside my genetics. While I have the proof here buried inside my genetics. And you can send your woman to come and get it anytime. Charles Cole, I will thank you now.
For or moving in the house.
Patient, patient. That's what I've said.
Yes.
Many folks are in the world. Carry on. Carry on. Learning.
We talk about our 16th annual International Charlottesville Maroon Conference and Festival 2024. Land. Portland Health Center is here with us. Get your free health checks. Blood pressure, blood sugar, HIV, and such. Get your free health checkups. Big up to the Northeast Regional Health Authority.
For those that can do two things at the same time.
UNESCO is in the house.
Or house.
Mr. Oliveto.
We are Germany. We are Germany. We are we
It's all about heritage, tradition. Thank you so much, legacy. Awesome. Talk about our roots, identity, diversity, conservation, protection, promotion, preservation, education, awareness, and fun. Toyota 3801 KZ, you are blocking a participant. Toyota 3801 KZ, please attend to this situation.
Message is in inside of you, not the one outside, or listening to the art inside of you. What the language be a barrier? Message is in music.
It's so amazing to be highlighting the land.
Yes. Creative your heart. Creative your heart. Because this music are so in your heart. It's gonna show how creative you can be. Yes. Think from top.
The land. The land remembers the feet that first walked, the hands that first attended, and the hearts that first talked. The indigenous ones, with a deep understanding, lived in harmony with the land's gentle commanding. Their rights were inherent, their stewardship true. They cared for the land as it cared for them too. Colonization came with a different creed, and so the land in silence the indigenous need. Yet still they resist, still they fight for their rights, their land, their way of life. They stand strong like the trees, like the rocks, like the rivers that flow with an ancient sacred law. Their stewardship is key to a future that's bright, a future where all can thrive in the land life. So let us listen, let us learn, let us act in solidarity with the indigenous for their rights and for their for the land is their heritage, their culture, their soul, and together we can make their right whole.
Charlestown. Charlestown Maroon Conference and Festival. Welcome each and everyone from here and far. Yeah. Welcome each and everyone from here and far. I and I do Rastafari glorious because the seeds were the sweat prosperous. I and I do Rastafari glorious because the seeds were the sweat prosperous. Because everything of the touch so poor, so just poor and the poor, the truth is there, the unity is strong, the journey is long, but we just fight strong, and we drink and we go on and on. Touch like life, running at the river, straight from the source of life, love, the greatest force, peace, future, life. The moon is got to fight, the boys got to fight, all these pages I'm so pressure and I know I'm choosing one. The struggle inside I am not afraid to take put in my arms with this I will write words to the song. I love the set as a party, Yahweh, kiss the last guy, I'm so confident, lead me to the path trust, drink the water from the spring, and get the greatest from the sin. Every God that flows, business in the world of business. So, I'm unity, build myself from all negativity, more like an eagle, more far to fly, all at myself, with a light. I am turn white all the time. Nobody market friends. Festival, Charleston, Rasta So, this song is about love, I mentioned. Jeremy.
I would like very much if you could join us on this song. We all, we are Jalabi. We are Jalabi. We are Jalabi. We are Jalabi. For those that can do two things at the same time, to clap and sing, yeah, or half. We are Jalabi. We are Jalabi. We are Jalabi. We are Jalabi. We are we are we are Thank you so much.
Message. Walls inside. All the drums and us connected as the land. And if I tell you, feeling divine. You go. I So if you should have a YouTube now, and YouTube, you can hear. Music, music that they can sleep. Who knows? This is an action Close the ears. Eyes. Yes. I like it. Take the music. And this is an action block. Here, your eyes see minds, compelling me to look. This me, myself, I, okay. All the world is getting louder. And sisters on the action block. And sisters on the action block. Across the ears, your eyes have seen right. Compelling me to life is to be myself. I see this love. Yeesh. Yes, you know, that's the right zone, you know. Speed, eyes, body, foot. Nothing to raise the off the earth, but we keep it focused on the track. The thing, upward and onward. Remember, journey, long, long journey. Just a one, just a one. Go it. With music in your pulse. Open the arms. Inside. So stop over. Reach here. Reach here. Pass it to my chest. Future. Reach here. Reach here. Eat that so okay. Bad information or the wrong information. The story is there. The right information. Take it back. Take it back. What is ours? Take it back. What is ours? And sisters and action block. Cross the ears. Your eyes are smiling. Telling me to. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes, feel it, open the heart, inside there, message is in the music. So, listen. I yard, radio station, and I give thanks. Journey continue.
Yes, I. Greetings. And royal example in this time for all Africans, showing the true example of family, of the union of natural born man and woman coming together. Giving the example of his coronation not just being by himself, but also with hailing and lifting his empress beside him, in front of him, behind him, all around him. In this time, we here at IAR Radio, our mission is for the greater development of the African people at home and abroad. I am Dreadlocks, article Dreadlocks. Featuring the voice of Akin Sanya, Motion there. Exclusive on the IR Radio, coming to you live from the African Yard, the 16th annual International Travel Room Conference and Festival. There are holy. Therefore, our ancestors. Today's broadcast is dedicated to Honorable Marcus Mosiah Galvin. This day I call upon that ancestor. I move forward, you know what I mean? What a beautiful altar, what a beautiful table. Sit and ancestors. I know that they're ancestors grow up. Like it. Again, our protocols observed with all chiefs, all elders, all captains, all doctors, all professors, and of course our honorable guests, most importantly, you.
Caribbean seas of the Americas.
God created all the men and people. It is your creative genius that makes you who you are. The Honorable Marcus Garden. Again, today is our ancestors. A lot will be done, a lot will be said today, but we are intentionally doing this for you to connect with the ancestors. Almo, Marcus Garvey, Danny, Bruce.
The spirits are one. Yes, one. The awesome one. And we can see the spirits are one. Say one. So chief Jacob, get the jar planner. Our queen, the winner. Don't easy push. Take refuge in nature from a larger. A warrior, no. So she never sell out. We not never sell out. We not never sell out. I shall tell she go that we don't sell out. Never sell out. She comes for our culture. Telling them not to sign. Open your eyes up. She said retreat. It's a trick. Bring the conqueror and the fire. It's conqueror and the fire. She said, brother, open your eyes up. She said it's best to unite. I'm so safe, no fighter. So she never sell out. Nothing never sell out. Nothing never sell out. I shan't do she go that way. Never sell out. So she never sell out. We never sell out. We never sell out. I shan't do she go that way. Black woman.
That one
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a while ago I was just approached by one Empress. I forgot some other play music. So this one is dedicated to just the magical spirit of all Maroon Empresses. Yeah? In fact.
Black woman. Yeah. Yeah. First time I met her, I know how to move really quick. Cause by talking to her, she give me a lead like a real big explain. Me said ja, she said Rasta. Then both of us Benin and Safar. I could feel the chemistry. Couldn't wait to get into the biology. Cause she was amazing. Amazing. A real black woman, strong and profound, just amazing. So me love her. Love her without her IEs and her makeup. Love her when she just wake up and smile back. So I call her little one, but she's a great one. Used to dream about her when about things a great one. The eyes, the lips, the shape, she the same one. I'm not mistaken. She for me for she, and she take on.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon.
Paprika.
Okay, I know you are anticipating the second round of the conference, or the second spot, which is the Victory Day, which entails all the colonels
And Taino.
and many other distinguished guests.
We're looking forward for everybody to be welcomed and just realize that we're all family.
And because we are so much in the house, and our next start was supposed to be at 1:30, I think we can start off a little early because we're just sitting waiting. What do you think?
I think we can probably start a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, I don't hear it. What do you think, Colonel Douglas?
Yeah, I think we can start at a little earlier
A
time.
little early.
Yes. And of course, I won't be the MC. No, I don't have that capacity. Don't you think so?
No, I think you are fully prepared for it. However, I do understand that you have many other responsibilities that needs your attention because I see you as the mother for this space.
So, the MC for the afternoon will be two beautiful women. Um, if Probably if I stand beside them, you can't go see, so I'm not stand up beside them, so you can see them, right? So it would be Carol Miller, Madam Kofi, and Kasike Yani, right? So they will take you through the course of the afternoon and they will tell you when exactly they are going to begin. But my problem is, you don't sit down on the chair them too much. You have to get up and dance, move about, breathe, socialize. That is what we are about. All right?
All right, let's get it started. So, how do you want to do this?
Yes, I think the mind is working. And it's the 16th Annual International Charleston World Conference and Festival. It's Ancestor Quo Victory Day. You know that this day is focused on some of the many attempts, some of the many successes, some of the many ways our ancestors fought for our freedom, so much that we moved through a period of emancipation, arrived at independence, and today stand boldly and bravely as Jamaican people out of many, because it was many who came. You will see that this morning we honored our ancestors. The out of many refers to them. The many who came to this island, whether they came from the Orinoco and came here to become the tiny ancestors of this land, whether they came from Africa, the many places, from Ghana as their kind people, from Nigeria as the Edo people, the Yoruba people, the Naga people, where they came from, the Homi, the Edo Kingdom as the Fon people, Ewe people, whoever they came as, we honor them today. We honor today specifically our ancestors of the African continent, but we still give honor and praise to these who came from elsewhere, the Indians, Chinese, those from the Ottoman Empire, who are today part of our spiritual landscape. And so even as we go through this day, giving honor and giving respect, giving praise to those who walked on this land before us and in whose footsteps we are walking today, so that we can create the same tracks for the people coming after us to walk in, so they may also know of their greatness, so they may also know of their worth, so they may also know of their value, so they will also know what it means to be powerfully Jamaican, out of many, one people. And so we have gone already through half of our program, where we gave honor and praise and sang and danced, and we just welcomed and reveled in the energy of our ancestors. This afternoon we have another full and beautiful program in which we will participate. Again, still honoring the victories, the many victories that were, the battles that were fought and won, and the victories that today tell the story of the bravery, courage, and resilience of those from whom we have ascended. As I said the morning, we're not descending nowhere. We are ascending, because if we are moving into higher and higher states of consciousness, the only thing we can be doing is ascending. You don't descend to higher states of consciousness. And as a people who consider ourselves to be sophisticated people, knowing everything that we know, a people with whom knowledge resides, where knowledge for us is like the grains of sand on a beach, so much, so plentiful. We know that we are a great people. So we gather today, we want to welcome you all. If you're on the outside, welcome to the inside. And please sit back, prepare to be moved. And if something outside not moving you, make something inside of you move you. We want to give thanks that we're here. I'm happy to see all the faces, some familiar faces, some new faces. So glad you're here, that you're standing up proudly as Jamaicans to say, yes, we overcame. We have done well. Nothing wrong with patting yourself on your own shoulder. Thank you, my brother. See, he's setting a good example there, patting himself as on his own shoulders. Jamaican people, we have survived. We have done more than survive. We have done well. There are times when our country has been leaders, pioneers. There, I remember once a student who studied in the United Kingdom told me, she says, when at my university, when they make any policy we not right and we want to change, we just go tell the Jamaican student them. Because if them think them again when we did once, them Jamaicans know them not like injustice at all. We know that to be true because it is injustice that made up and get up and fight so we can be here today honoring the victories. It's going to be a beautiful day. We're pausing for a pause. Our colonels are going to be coming in and other dignitaries are going to be coming into their Sacco Yard in a grand affair, a grand entry. So please, I crave your patience as we wait for them to organize themselves and to come in joy, to come in with great greetings and salutations.
We'll just ask the colonels, dancers, drummers, please to meet at the gate so we can get started.
We could have some nice, you remember that beautiful African music you were playing earlier? Probably could have a lot of taste of that. The one the man that tells you can't rush, you must make it soaking. You remember that? It wasn't you. Well, it wasn't you. So what you have at this music? But listen, Black woman is always the honor. So until we reach the colonels, please remember. Thank you. That's all we can ask from our brave, beautiful brothers.
Sappho Reds. Sappho Reds, big up. Just link up the music room there, please.
In the meantime, until everything has been put together and everybody is in their places and things, I want to come around and ask a couple questions because, as it was mentioned before, you've been sitting for a long time. And I know that when you sit for a long time, you see many things, you get to observe many things. And so I want to hear a little bit of what you've been observing so far. So, until the place has officially started, tell me which side I must come first. This side? Pick. Like when the people at the front, like a teacher, love when the students at the front. step up to answer. So you've been in Maroon Town, one of the most beautiful places. Have you been by the river? Oh no, you're missing out. It's a must see. Tell me how long you've been here.
As in,
Today.
or 2 hours now.
Okay, tell me what you've seen so far.
It looks good so far. I expect to see Wally as the ceremony starts.
Expectations sound very high. How is it? I know I saw you here yesterday. I see you behind the cameras, but I'm gonna put you in front of the camera. I want to find out from you how has it been so far?
It's been amazing. I'm glad they're not just here to celebrate.
Okay, so like the bright people, because you've been here since yesterday. I can't ask you this question, so I have to ask you. What is the greeting? The greeting of the Maroons. Louder, please. A little bit louder. Ancestors everywhere needs to hear. Let's go again. Thank you. Can we get it down a little louder? So did you learn?
Aquaba.
Thank you. Can anyone tell me what aquaba means? Yes. You have a little experience. I love that. Love that. So I see you sitting over here quite lovely. And I know as elders, oh God, don't look so friendly. You look like I'm gonna ask you something you can't answer. No. Your elders, I respect elders as the knowledge keepers. When I can't find out something, I don't go to the encyclopedia, I don't go to Google, I go to my grandmother and my grandfather, and they must know. So my question to you is because you point yourself out to me. Alright? So tell me, is this your first time here in Charleston? A little louder, please. Yes. How are you enjoying it so far? It's been good. Okay. So you've been here for the last 2 hours? Okay, tell me what you've seen, anything draw your attention, anything that you'd like to point out as a boy, I never did this before, or I used to see this before. Oh, so the expectations again are getting extremely high. Listen, let me tell you something. If there's one thing Charlestown Maroon community does not do, is disappoint. Right? Yes. Aquaba. Aquaba. So let me see this side. How has it been so far? Okay. Alright. Do you have any expectations? To see a lot more. Oh, so you missed a fabulous program this morning because we're also celebrating Quaho Day. Yes, and they had a riveting program. As you can see, the ancestral altar was put up to give thanks to our ancestors who have gone before us. Right? Yeah, you missed it. But guess what? There's going to be more. Because now instead of just one, they're going to have three. You're going to have the whole Windward Maroons here. Yes? And when they start to drum and dancing, let me tell you something. If I see one of your feet not get right? When mortal drummers and dancers step on the drum, right? Everybody must move. And yes, when stocks all move, every spirit have to move. But you see when Charleston decides to put on something, I expect without hesitation to see everybody at the front doing something. That's my expectation. So when I expect to see more things, I expect to see everybody up there dancing. And the spirit of the ancestors just will move right through. So I think we hear the procession of the coronels and dignitaries coming. Let me keep quiet so you can enjoy.
You stay there, sir. Left or right? Left or right? Empress. Empress. Hello? Left or right? Left or right? Huh? Wipe it off.
Welcome, well started in grandest style the afternoon section of our program. We welcome all the dignitaries, colonels, visitors, friends, strangers who will no longer be strangers after this, who have come today to celebrate with us. May we invite you to stay with us for a wonderful, wonderful program. Now that the colonels, dignitaries, and everyone has processed into the yards, may I please call Acting Colonel Master Douglas to the stage to say, warm welcome. To say, Akwabo to all who have come today to celebrate celebrate with us. Acting Colonel Marcia Douglas.
Aquaba. That can't work. That can't work. That's Aquaba. 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 I must say Mante. And Mante means welcome. Welcome to Charlestown's 16th Annual International Marine Conference and Festival. Right here happening inside the Assembly Yard, Charlestown. It's a pleasure seeing your faces, seeing your beautiful continent, knowing that you are enjoying every moment of it. The session this morning was really an excellent one, and of course, we are moving to the next session. You know, 16 years ago, when the conference first began, we didn't know that this space would have been this way. So if you can remember the 16 years ago, we had all talks, and we did not have that side complete. But after going and promoting and moving through, we have this nice theater-looking place, don't it? But 16 years of telling people about the Maroons and different topics is what we focus on. This year, our theme and topic is the land, ancestral connection, the indigenous right, and of course, stewardship. A lot of people look at these words are just mere words. But how are we? How do we face reality of today? How do we utilize what is in the process? How do we analyze the land? What does the land do for us? How do we take care of the land? How do we maintain the land? Are we telling somebody about the land? Is it that peaceful place that you can sit on and remember? Is it the place that our ancestors walked, that they gave their lovely freedom fight, the victory, so we could be here today in this victory day, celebrating? Or did they take care of the land then? So we are just aiming and moving and talking about the land. We also tell people about who we are. But who we are comes from the background of the land. So let us maintain that. Let us maintain that stewardship. Let us teach each other, greet each other. And as we go through this program, let us take something from it. A line, a verse, a chapter, or a page. But let us leave with something, whether it's about the land, the spiritual connection of the land, the stewardship of the land, or just the mere fact that we utilize the land. So I want to tell you to sit back, relax, not too relaxed going on, because no one's going to dance when dancing time comes. And of course, take part, cheer, enjoy the program, and let us enjoy the land. May I say.
That's Acting Colonel Marcia Douglas for that beautiful message and beautiful recognition of the land, the theme of this year's conference. And indeed, a very relevant theme, not only for the conference, but in this space where we have a global community where some aspects of that community are focused on genocide and wiping people from the face of the lands upon which they live, upon which they dwell. A timely subject for consideration, for asking questions, and for asking ourselves, how do we walk into the future as human beings, brothers and sisters, and recognizing that all of creation, and that does not exclude the land, is alive, needs to be treated well. As you saw, we had a beautiful entry just now. And many of those people who entered are waiting to greet, to say hello, to bring messages, and to present themselves. We want to call at this moment Kasike Niborish Timon of the Yenaye Guani Taina people to bring messages, or one, and to present to us something that is going to be inspiring today to our spirits and very, very empowering to the ancestors of this land. Kasike Liberish Hyman, please, I invite you.
Usa locally da yukuno ibon rish kai mandiri kasike yukai ki yame wani daka. Akia uma kasike yani Ronaldo kai kotekina akia kasike raputo kadebil.
My name is Tanma Waitu.
So what I said is, good day, my relatives. My name is Kalani Bonrish Kaiman, Chief of the Jamaican Hummingbird Taino people. With me is Chieftainess Ronalda and our daughter, who shared her name, Tanama Areto. And we have been here since the start of the celebration. It started with the Taino, Yami Taino Yukahuna Kachi Areto, our solstice celebration on June 20th. And we were part of the academic panel, so that the theme of the land has really been intertwined throughout this conference, and its relevance and importance to not only indigenous people, but all of us here. We're all connected to lands. We're all connected to these spaces. So we give thanks for these opportunities to share with our relatives, to have these think tanks on our next steps and the actions going forward, and how we can push for our rights as indigenous people, and how we can ensure that the actions of our forefathers, our ancestors, of preserving, protecting, and promoting our lands can be continued. So throughout the course of this year, there has been several activities that have taken place by the Taino community to bring to their awareness at the forefront our presence, to advocate for our rights, and to go against the paper genocide which took place against our people. Through the writings of the Europeans and the colonizers, they had tried their best to erase us from existence. But I'm here to share with you, obviously, that we are here, but also that we have a lot of supporters on the island and outside of the island in academia. There has been work done, which there will be a paper coming out at the end of the year from Harvard University, which speaks towards the results they have from genome-wide tests that have been done on ancestral remains from Jamaica, connecting that to the indigenous people that are here today. That's one. Two is that Chieftainess has done a lot of work with the Caribbean Development Bank. She has returned from the Indigenous Peoples Forum, which she'll speak towards later throughout this day. And that also is presenting indigenous people and their ways of being. So you may ask, why is this interest international with indigenous people? It is because not only has science caught up with our spirituality and our ways of being, I wouldn't even say caught up, they've become aware of. They're choosing to acknowledge. What has happened is that the ways they try to live in balance. As a result of that imbalance, we have all of these issues to deal with climate change. Those in the Rastafari community, those in the Taino communities who have been living and working with the land for decades, for centuries, for answers to mitigate the issues they are suffering from today. So I am speaking to the hearts of all of you here. To tap into that ancestral healing, to look past these imposter syndromes and understand that the traditional ways, the ways that you have been calling folklore and old wives' tale, are important to the world at large. And that knowledge is what the academics are seeking. That knowledge is what the politicians are seeking. And how can they work in balance with the land and with our people?
If they're seeking AI, ancestral intelligence.
So, we'd like to share and give an offering to this space, to our grateful hosts, to the spirit of Kwa and those present, as we've done in our tradition for several centuries as well. It's a Taino song. And the song is called and response. Tanama, you want to start the song? All right. So the song translates to say, Omatum, great and generous, Atabe, Mother Earth. We give thanks. Omatum, Atabe, Busika Areto. You give us celebration, you give us reason for celebration. And that is what today is about. Today is a victory day. And I know a lot of you still feel like you're still fighting and you're still struggling. There's so much to be grateful for. Where we are today was the vision of those who were here before. When there's Elder Keith Lumsden, this was a part of his vision as well. And we are now living it. So what are the visions that we are putting down for the future generations? What is the victory that they will celebrate for the work that we have started? So this is about giving thanks. So Tanama.
Bomatom, Atabe, Usika, Away, Bomatom, Atabe, Usika, Away,
Yukahu, Usika, Areito, Bomato, Yukahu, Usika, Areito, Bomato, Bomato, Bomato,
Charlestown, Busika, Areito, Bomato, Charlestown, Busika, Areito,
So it is. We give thanks for the continuing work of those who came before us and the leaders that we have today.
We give thanks, we give praise. Did everybody hear that? What should we say? Ahom. Thank you. Can we hear that? Ahom. to Kaseke and his family for all the work they're doing to make sure we're reminded that our earliest inhabitants were called the Taino people. They didn't call themselves that, and there's always people who call them people like me. So no say as so go. First we were told they were our ones, and then knowledge prevailed, and we learned that the Arawakan language was the language to which they belonged, and then they were called the Taino people. They were the first people of first contact, and many of us were taught that they were extinct. We have proven that to be not so. And so we give praise that there are those, Kasike and his people, who are standing up to say, yes, we know who we are. I'm looking to see if I see Garmin Gloria. Garmin Gloria, are you in the house? Because on our program, you are here to bring a message and presentation on behalf of the Maroon Indigenous Women Circle. Are you in the house, Garmin?
Dama,
Garmin Gloria, are you in the house? Is Colonel Sterling in the house? Colonel Sterling, perhaps I will have to have you instead, so that we can use our time well. Our ancestors would love that. And according to the law of time, there's natural time. We'd like to work with natural time. Colonel Sterling is of the Moortown Maroons. I don't think there's anybody here who have not heard of them. And they're famous, and should probably even famous for that matter, because they claim some things and they don't know the truth of the things they mean. Queen Anna of the Maroons is among his ancestors. So we give thanks today for his presence here, and we ask him to bring his message and his presentations and anything else that he would like to give to us today. We are ready to receive, are we not? Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. Let me say, first of all, Mayeke. Greetings. And when I say Mayeke, you respond in Brabra. Mayeke. Okay, so I want to say something that, my father would have said. And you got to bear in mind, beginning when they said Mayeke, they said, Fanti Kutuku. So when he said Fanti Kutuku, he's saying that he's a Fanti warrior. Or maybe some other fellow, when I walk down the road on a gentleman, let's say Shanti Kutuku. He is a Shanti warrior. But today, we first of all have to give praise to Onyankipo. And when I say Onyankipo Assassin, I'm thinking about the creator of the heaven and the earth. Or otherwise, we say Tatayami. Whichever word suits us best, that's the word we use. And today, conference is more about the assassin, the land. In other words, we would say, in another Maroon product, we say Maroon Grandes, Maroon Place, Maroon Territory. So if you come to Charlestown today, when you come, you see the sign that says Akwaba. Akwaba means welcome to Charlestown. The same thing would apply for all the other communities. Yesterday while I was here, I said two things. One is that land is power. If you don't have any land, you don't have any power. So if you have land, you're going to make sure that you protect the land that you have, because it's not something that you would have fought for to begin with. Our ancestors would have fought for this land, those who had to fight. And there were those of our ancestors who were here even before the colonizers came. And therefore, this land is rightfully theirs. And they have handed it down to us. And therefore, we need to hand it down to our children and the children yet to come. So we have to make sure that we protect this land. The other thing I said is that all wars that were fought from the beginning until now, the root cause of war is land. Don't fool yourself. Don't let anybody tell you anything else. If you have to go to war, when you think about it seriously, you will find out that the root cause of war is land. Land is very important. A landless people have no power. Yesterday, in one of the discussions, we talked about squatting in Jamaica. It is kind of, to me, it's kind of absurd for people to be squatting on the land that rightfully belongs to them. One of our problems that we had in Jamaica concerning the land is that most of our foreparents were brought over from Africa as enslaved people to work on the plantations. And they labored day in, night out under very cruel circumstances. There were those like the Maroons who decided that they were not going to stay there. They're going to go out to the hills and they're going to seek their own freedom. Because any day out in the hills, no matter what the conditions were, would have been better than 1,000 years on the plantation. So, having to suffer greatly for this land, now we owe them a great gratitude, and we owe it to our children as well to ensure that we protect this land. And not to let anybody dispossess us from this land. But when those of the enslaved persons who had remained on the plantation, and then there came, first of all, in 1807, the abolition of the slave trade, but enslaved people were still here, and anybody who was born on the plantation as such would be considered. Then we have, in 1838, we have the abolition of slavery itself, as was written 1st of August. The houses that the people would have occupied on the plantation, they built them themselves. The next day, the planters want to take rent for those houses. So many persons just took it upon themselves. Freedom come, we leave the plantation, we don't want to have anything to do with it. And they end up in any of the places in Jamaica you can consider the rocky outcrops. Because most of the arable lands were owned by the planters. The other lands that were not owned by the planters was referred to as crown land. As a matter of fact, the entire place was crown land in that sense, but they are patented land that planters own. So you find that when you talk about squatting, people could not basically squat on lands that were owned by the planters. So they go far away from the plantation. Hence, you have some communities in Jamaica that road is always a problem for them. Because no provision was made to deal with the newly freed people. They were just discarded just like that, unceremoniously. And they have to survive. And in making that survival, they had to go to where they could find some place where they could carry out their legal farming, where they could set up their huts. And after a while, an entire community developed in there. Then somewhere the missionaries come along and sometimes they establish a church, and from a church to a school, and the whole process. Now, there comes a time when a lot of the land went back into the hands of the government. And one company from England would have owned most of the land, a company known as State and Life. And they continue with the production of sugarcane. Upon independence, and therefore, when they took they leave, then it falls into the government hand. Independent Jamaica never sees it fit to deal with the question of land for the landless people, or the people who are living in the far remote areas. But all of these lands were still under sugarcane production. Now sugarcane is gone. What are we going to do with these lands? How is it that we're going to treat with these lands? We are looking at, okay, fine, we're giving land or leasing land to people who are non-Jamaican to carry out farming activities, the same kind of farming activities that the Jamaicans can do. The persons who are the rightful owner of the land, the persons who their parents would have paid for it with their sweat, with their blood, and with their lives. Nobody think it necessary to settle these questions and to deal with these people in a way that make us as Jamaicans feel a part and ownership of the very rock upon which we stand. And until we can deal with those questions, until we can settle those issues, we're going to have the problem that we are having now. And government will come and government will go. But the land question has to be settled. If it is not settled, we are still going to have this problem. I am not saying we should get 40 acres on a mule. Maybe it's 10 acres on a donkey. But at the same time, or maybe they could get 2 acres on a goat. But they can get something. Because there is enough to go around and not to just you portion off this land to some wealthy foreigners who tell you that they're going to pump and set up some agricultural projects. And at the end of the day, what we end up is like what we get, the Jericho disease that affect the pepper. And these diseases are something that come from out of the Nile Valley. Never have them here, but somebody brought them over because they tell themselves, and the government was in agreement to say, well, okay, fine. You can go ahead and you can do these things without doing the due processes. But if the resources are given to the people who are the genuine owners of the land, the persons who should inherit the land, they too can produce and produce very well. It's a matter of people need to think that, why am I going to sit by and you bring foreigners here and these foreigners are going to work the land. We are going to work the land for and behalf of the foreigners. And the money that is made from this venture does not stay in Jamaica, but it goes back to some bank in foreign. I don't know where, because it depends on where this comes from. The question of the land must be settled. We, in our neck of the woods, have fought hard for land in modern times. And when I say modern times, I'm talking about, or not the kernel that I immediately succeed, but the one before that. We had a long struggle with this for the Seaman's Valley land. At the end of the day, the issue was settled by the captain saying to the governor of the day, either you're going to settle this issue now, or when we go back over, you're not going to be liking what will happen. And it was settled. As a community, we have to end up to purchase the portion of land that is known as Kent in order to prevent the United Fruit Company from dispossessing the people from that land. So, land issue is nothing new to us. It is a struggle, it is ongoing, and it will continue because there are those who think that they should amass more powers than others. And in amassing that power, it means that they should acquire more land. How do I get this land? Whether by fair dealing or by some other devious dealings. And if we allow, government from time to time, who does not think that the people that they are governing is competent enough to do that which is right. And In my opinion, if the people who support you are not competent enough to do what is right, then they would have made the first mistake by supporting you to get you into power. Because that means whatever they are doing was not right. And if they commit such an act, then you got to understand that these people are not so stupid. They support you because they want you to support them. So if you don't support them, it is you who is doing something wrong. Lands in Maroon community, and I can speak specifically for Morton, is that if I want to dispose of a land that is in my family, I have to consult all the family members. I by myself cannot do it because I do not own it. And you don't basically dispose of land, you dispose of what you have on the land. Because land is not necessarily up for sale. Land that are communal, it's not up for sale. We recognize that and we know that it is important that we do these things because the minute you start to break away from the custom and tradition of your foreparents, you end up in problem, big problem. So my time here today, and the funny thing about it, every time that we have a conference, every time that we have a celebration in a Maroon community, the land has always got to be a part of it. If it is not us advocating for the government not to mind the capital country, it is about some other land issue. And we have come a far way, and I have said to the colonel of a compound, several colonels of a compound from time to time, I said, what you need to do is to make sure that you get your portion of a land survey. Just don't tell me that you won't there and you won't there and find it. That don't work. Whatever you claim, get it surveyed. And let the government deal with what the government wants to do with their portion of the land. And you can join with the other Jamaicans and decide that what the government should do. But your portion of the land, they can't touch it. And if we don't do that, we're going to find ourselves in trouble, and we're going to be repeating ourselves time and times again. My people, what I'm saying is that just like how our foreparents stood up against great odds, fought night and day, lay down their life to make us have this piece of land, we need to stand up and be resolute in defending this life, this land that is ours. Because I can tell you, people will try at every touch and every stick and every little way to get you out of your land. They will come to you with whatsoever they call sweet deals. You should do this and you should do that, and this will end up result. But if you're going to be having an agreement with them, make sure that you read every fine print and what you cannot decipher for yourself, get a competent, trustworthy lawyer to look at it. Because at the end of the day, whatever you make in a Maroon community concerning land with any outside investor is the investment that they bring and not the land. The land is not up for sale. The land is not to be given away. You can join with us and invest, but you're never going to own the land. The land will remain with us. So all the things that we're doing and all the things that we're saying is at the end of the day, as indigenous people in Jamaica, we got to be careful, we got to be mindful, and there's times and times that we, over the last few years, we have our running with the government, and we have stated clearly that it is not to embarrass the government. That's not what we are about. We want them to sit down and to listen to us, hear our growth, hear what we are saying. We had an agreement that is our foreparents and the then colonial government. Today, the 23rd of June, is gonna make it, or makes it 285 years since that agreement was signed. 285 years is a long time. Aspects of what was done then is not relevant today. So when we are calling on the government to have a sit down and have a discussion, we are not doing anything out of the way. We want to make sure that we can codify the relationship between us as indigenous people and the government. And the fact that we are thinking about constitutional reform, and also that in 1962, not much was said about the Maroons and the Maroons land right. Same and except for the government have said that they are responsible for all the treaties and everything like that, what the British, everything will pass on to them. We want to make sure that this time around, in any new constitutional arrangement, is that it is written up front in the preamble. And that is why we are bringing to the government to state same. The preamble must state that they are the indigenous people, the Maroons, the Tainos, and the right that they have to their land. Because I did say that, you might find that I'm going all over the shop, but I'm not really. I did say that the slave trade had ceased in 1807, 1808, thereabout. Emancipation was in 1838. After emancipation, many of the former enslaved persons, they left the plantation, so there was a shortage of labor on the plantation. And I did say that even before 1838, in 1739, the treaty was signed between our forbearance and the government. So when emancipation came about, if you take the signing of a treaty with the Trelawney Town Maroons, it would have been 100 years exactly, more or less. So 100 years before emancipation, the Maroons had land. After emancipation, then, as I said, the laborers leave the plantation, most of them. So the government was forced to get a new set of people, then in other words, to continue with the plantation system, if it was to be viable. And they turned to indentured servants. And these indentured servants came from what we know today as China. And they worked for a while, and I guess the planters were not satisfied with the output, so they went on to bring in a different set of indentured servants. And these were Indians from India. So if I am saying all of this to lay out in front of you that if 100 years before emancipation, our foreparents had land, I cannot understand why people who came to this piece of rock 100 years after will think it fit to say that they don't know about Maroon land. Maroon land before your foreparents came. And if people are going to be in government, I am saying that as a member of parliament, as a minister, any parliamentarian, the least you should be able to do is to identify the way the history of Jamaica is. There are some things that should not be any guesswork. It's something that everybody should know if you're a politician, if you're a member of parliament. So to be talking about not knowing about Maroon lands, I think it was kind of out of place. But quarrel about everything because one of the things that our foreparents did and what they believe in themselves. And they are who they are. By you saying something contrary to them, it doesn't change it. They don't have to change it because they got up this mind, they put on a black suit of clothes, and you say it's white. That's no problem. You feel like saying it's white, but they know it's black. And they're going to go about their business. So one of this song that our foreparents say, We are our warriors, and if you stand in our way, we will trample you and go where we want to go. So it's that kind of determination that we have to take when it comes to the land issue in Jamaica. People, people should not be seen as squatting on lands that they rightfully own. There need to be an organized way to ensure that the people who occupy the land get the proper title and documentation for the lands that they occupy and cut out this word squatting. Because people, I don't know, or am I going to steal from myself? If you think it's mine, or am I going to steal it? Because nobody took the time out to say to them, look, this thing is yours. And because you never tell them that, and they know it is theirs, then they impose themselves on it. No, you have to try and figure out a way to say how best we deal with this situation. Because, trust me, revolution don't come because people think themselves comfortable. Revolution come because people were basically upset about some prevailing situation. A situation which they think was not going the way they wanted to go. And because their voices were not heard, then they do the next best thing that they can do, they take action. I am not saying that here in Jamaica we need to take that kind of action to have open rebellion and stuff like that. I think people can sit down and have decent, cardinal, civilized conversation on the way forward. Because after all, this is ours. If the country destroyed, then we all destroy. If the country prosper, then we all should prosper. How can we prosper in chaos? No. In a chaotic situation, nobody will really prosper. So whatever we do, let us continue to bear in mind that as Jamaican citizens, as we have rights, and all of those rights that we have, we are free to exercise them. And we are saying that when we elect a government, the government first duty and responsibility should be to the citizens of the country, not to some foreign-based entities, because that is not going to help us. Because just as I had said before, when slavery was abolished, many of these enslaved persons, newly freed persons, they just leave the plantation because that was not their cup of tea. They were forced to be there. So anything that you're going to do in this country and the people don't buy into it, they will leave it. They will turn their back on it. And the best thing that you can bring to them, if they don't want it get done, no matter how beneficial it is to them, you're gonna crash, you're gonna tumble. So always believe that the easiest way to deal with things is to sit down and have discussion, plot your course, where you want to go, and you work from that. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to the Maroon Council of Charleston, because this year they are celebrating their 60th Charleston Maroon Conference and Festival. And I remember when I just became colonel, you never had a celebration here. You're talking about somebody who has been in possession for the last 29 years. So, 16 years or 29 years, we came here nights and we helped to organize and to make sure that things go the way they should have gone. And I'm grateful that, having worked with the late Frank Lumsen, having worked with his brother Keith Lumsen, and Marcia's father and the others. Yeah. We are where we are today in Charleston. Because you can compare something in my Charleston, Morton, Scottsdale, the Leeward Maroon community. And all of these people were at one point in time or the other under the leadership of the indomitable Grand Chieftainess, Grand Nine. So there's no way that we could not in Morton give a helping hand to our brothers and sisters in Charleston, to bring them to make sure that they get to the point where they have to be. And I'm very much proud of them. And I must also say a big shout out to Miss Beverly Carey, who had actually started the process before me. But when I get to the position of being the colonel, I ensure that we continue with it. And we work closely with Frank. Frank and I have been to so many different places. And his brother over there, Keith, who was basically, if you don't know, Keith is the one who was in front, not necessarily Frank. But somehow all the other kids stood back, and then Frank took over, and he did an excellent job. He laid the foundation along with members of the present council to ensure that we get to where we to get to from secretariat, and it's first started out by Ms. Beverly Carey and the Colonel Priye from Scottsdale, Colonel Murdy Rowe from a compound, and others. They are the ones. I am not taking any credit for starting it because I was not there. But what I do, I ensure that we continue. So under the chairmanship of Emmanuel Obisari, we made great stride. We at that point in time tried to revive the community of Flagstaff, formerly known as Trelawney Town. Mama G can attest to that. We were there. And there was another gentleman who used to be there as well. I don't even want to call his name. Let it remain, because I don't think it was a bad day at the end of the day. So we work together as Maroon community, and just as how we get this community to be where it's at, we are still prepared to ensure that Flagstaff really takes its rightful place in the Maroon community of the Windward Maroon. For the last few years, when we are having Maroon celebrations, we speak about unity, and you might ask why our compound is not here. Every Maroon celebration, their place is always there. It's up to them to come. And they have to take it up. And you know, in every family, you have some children or a child who is wayward. But you don't, because the child is wayward, you don't kill the child, you just have to do what it is to reprimand the child, to say, well, this is what you need to do and how you need to do it. And I am sure that we will get to the point where everybody will be sitting at the table again, because we are sending the invites out all the time. We have not shown anybody. It's when you think that you are pleased, and basically, it's when you bucket to in a big time and you realize you was doing something bad, and you will come and you will sit down, because there's a whole Jamaican saying, say when Rambo sit, you find him home ahead. He's not gonna win, sir. He's not gonna win. He come right back to the fold. In Africa, no matter what happens, where the elephant travel, the elephant can always find that back here. So that's what we are. So I want to say to us again, I am thankful for being here. Our jobbers are gonna come after a while. But let me say again, Medasi, thank you for bearing with me. But I could not leave or come on this stage and not speak to the things that I have spoken to, because they rest on my conscience and I really have to talk about it. So once again, Medasi, thank you, Madam Chair.
Colonel Medasi, thank you so very much for being here, for being with us. Are your drum and dancers here today? Okay, wonderful. Because I was going to ask your permission to take Gamma first, because she has been patiently waiting. Thank you, Gamma. Would you come and speak to us? As I said, bring us your greetings, your message on behalf of the Maroon Indigenous Women's Circle. And thank you for your patience.
Give thanks to my dear Nana Fufuye. Give thanks. Medasi. Greetings. Akwaba. Welcome to the Asafo space in Charleston. Welcome to the 16th annual Maroon Conference. I'm Gama Gloria Mama G. Sims, founder of the Maroon Indigenous Women's Circle. I am fifth in generation of Flagstaff Maroon, Old Trelawney Town, Culture Town, in the hills and the border of three parishes, Trelawney, St. James, and St. Elizabeth. I give thanks to be here today, representing the Maroon women, of where I stand as Gaman, as leader, empowering the women, strengthening the women to go on, because the women were always a part of the resistance, a part of the Maroon family strong, sometimes not seen on the front line. It's always on the in the back there, working along with the chiefs, the colonel, doing the works. Women are producers, women are advisor, women are the one who trash out things sometimes with our ancestors who say trash out things, meaning that they would settle conflict and dispute in village from time to time. Family matters, children, matters concerning children, the home. Women sometimes are not the owner of land and the properties many times in the village, but they are the one who work the land, who take care of the land. Is very much connected to the land itself. In Maroon villages, family life is a very important thing. As we all know that many of the other communities within the society sometimes has grave issues, family issues, because of what transatlantic slave trade has done to the institute of family life. But Maroon preserve family life. Why? Because of the land, because they got property in time, and so they could preserve values and tradition of family life, our ancient way of life. So women are very, very important. I give thanks that I could represent at the third meeting of the United Nations in Geneva in April, representing Maroon. It was a very, very sharp 7 days of meeting. Most of us as participants from civic, what they call civil society, was given only 2 minutes, which we would call an elevator speech, to represent 400 years and more of what our ancestors has been through, of justice, reparative justice, and all these issues that we speak about. You are only supposed to wrap up your speech, touching on every item, speaking for the voice of the voiceless who was not there, and the voice of the voiceless of many generations in 2 minutes. One of the recommendation that was put forward is for another 10-year decade, another decade with people of African descent, because 2024 has seen the close of the decade of people of African descent within the United Nations. So we put forward for another decade coming up where issues could be addressed, because there's still many outstanding issues. where reparative justice is concerned, that we keep advocating for over and over again. Every year is continuous meeting, and many times the result is very poor. Still don't see the result that we go for over and over again. But we know that victory is a must. In this time, we see where alternative justice is needed as far as I'm concerned, where reparative justice is concerned in this country, especially with what is happening with crime and violence. There's many of our tradition that was saved in the Maroon culture that can address many of these justice, reparative justice, that issues that we see in the country. In this time, in this future, we look forward to a new beginning. Many of us can experience a new chapter. We have turned another page, stepping into a new era. And it is still the same thing. Successful generation. We give thanks today, pay respect to our visiting friends and associates, visiting Queen Mothers who are here with us, representing. We give thanks for your presence. We welcome you into the space, Aquaba, Feel at Home, in Charlestown, Asafu Yard. Give thanks.
Give thanks, Gamma Gloria. All you do. I think if we listen to Gamma Gloria and we put that together with the conversations brought by Colonel Sterling, we will see that the war is ended, but then many battles are still to be fought. Colonel Lachibodier, are you in the house? Scotts Hall Maroons, are you in the house? Is that the Maroons who saying they're in the house? Colonel, I invite you to come and bring us a message, your greeting for the day. May I also ask that your drummers and singers come with you if they're going to be presenting with you today. It will save us a little bit of time if they come now, but you're also coming and put themselves in a position to continue as you start. It's good to see a colonel dressed in blue with the color of peace and some other things. We give thanks for today. We give thanks for today. We give thanks that we could hear Colonel Sterling talk about the fact that Maroons had lands prior to what happened. He talked about the many conversations to be had in that the battles we have to fight now, we have to use different tools, different weapons, different ways, different means. I welcome Colonel Lachibodier. It's been a while, Colonel. Good to see you.
Kwaba, Wante, good afternoon. How do you do? Well, all right, love that. If you notice, I come up here with a piece of paper. That's because I try to write down some of the things I want to say, because when you get my age, you can't remember what you have for breakfast this morning. So we make sure we write down what we want to say. All right, we have a crew here with us. First of all protocols are honored. We respect and honor all our visitors from abroad and from yard. Welcome again to our Maroon celebration. This year, we give thanks to our sponsors, Colonel Douglas and her hard-working team. we thank you for having us and to have this celebration, as we say. Greetings and welcome. Who we are as a people. Most people know us as Maroons. And at this time, we ourselves believe that we are. We didn't come here as Maroons. We came here as Africans. We were all Africans. Some of us did not like the slave mentality. I didn't want to be slaves, so we took to the mountains. In the mountains, we met up with our Indians, as we were taught in school, known as the Taínos. They taught us how to maneuver in the jungle, how to fight jungle warfare, so we could wage war for 84 years to free ourselves and our people. They welcome us, they protect us, and they taught us how to fight. Now, my understanding is that the general called in England and asked for more troops. And the king told him, "Where are the troops I sent you?" He said, "They're all gone. I cannot find the people. I cannot fight the people I cannot see. They are marooned in the hills." So now we are Maroons. They gave us a new name. They separate us from our people. Another way of dividing. We are now the wicked ones, the evil ones. So yes, we were isolated and divided. We fought unified, even though we were separated. We were able to fight for another 84 years because unity was there. There was people in the east fighting, and there was people in the west. Yes, we managed to be unified, even with the distance between us. And today we need to do the same thing, because we still have this struggle. We still have to keep fighting. The war is really not over, even though we're still celebrating. We need to get back to business as a people right now. All we had then was the abeng and the shell. Yet, we was able to keep in touch with each other. And the fight goes on. Yes, we as a people do not like to be led. Within the 6 than hospital bed in our hospital. We have more patients than hospital bed. Where are we going? Who's paying attention? Who's paying attention? Somebody needs to see what's happening. In the 1700s, we had healers, we had nurses, we had midwives, we had medicine. 284 years later, we don't have a clinic. Where are we going? What direction did we really take? We don't want to go with you anymore. We want to control our destiny, so we must talk. Nobody wants to listen, but we have to talk. There is no need to fight. We need to talk, people. But we have to come together like now. Time is at hand. We need to talk. Nobody wants to talk to us. I would say today, Africa, unite. Ijabwe, Africa, unite. Yes, my people. The good book said, who have ears to hear will hear. They also said, so it was in the beginning, the same way should never end. They tell us to listen for trumpets. There was no trumpets then. So we might be listening for the wrong song. Let's put our hands and heads together so we can fix this broken world that we're living in. Yes, it might be okay, as some of us is okay with the present, but there is so many people that doesn't have a future with the way we are going. Our elders are in trouble because our doctors and nurses are leaving. Our children are in trouble because our teachers are leaving. Our communities are in trouble. Young people are leaving for a better life, and most of them will not go back. Who is paying attention? Dear God, you guys have to listen to us. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that we are going in the wrong direction. It might be good for a lot of us, but it's not good for the future. We are talking about digital currency before we have drinking water. Where are we going? And our land. We have gained so much in 84 years of war, and we lost it all. Now we have no land, no future, no nothing. Where did it go? Did they give you the rights to lead us? We didn't belong to nobody in 1962. Nobody owned us. But yet inside our future, we can't go on this way anymore. It doesn't look good for us. It might be good for you, but our community is in desperate need of good leadership and attention. And we have to listen to some of the elders. Yeah, man, you might know geography and history, but them people that know life and how it goes, how it starts and how it can end. Please let us pay more attention to our elders. And we ask our government to listen to us. The day I heard our Prime Minister said that the war in Ukraine is causing expenses, more expenses to shipping. He never mentioned anything about the one in Gaza, which is 10 times worse than the one in Ukraine. Are we now afraid to speak the truth? Are we afraid that who feed us now send us to selfish? By now we should have able to make one. We don't learn nothing at all. So yes, people, let's go down to business and pay attention. And thank you much for having me. Love you all. Hope all is well. God bless. Mante, drop.
Me want picnic, me want belly pain. You know you maruna como. Ayo mami, ayo mami. Tina mama tina, oh tina mama tina. Kanoma, oh tina mama tina. Noma, kanoma. Noma, kanoma. Tina mama tina. Noma, kanoma. Kenya, oh, Kenya, mama, Kenya. Me go you do, oh me go you do, oh Katama, oh Kanda you do, 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 oh Katama di bo, oh Katama di bo, oh Kanda you do, oh Kanda you do, oh Kanda you do.
hold up it, hold up it. Power,
Walk in there. Walk in there. Manana. They walk in there. Manana. They walk in there. Manana. Manana. Walk in there. Manana. Walk in there. Manana. They walk in there. Manana. They walk in there. Manana. They walk in there. Manana. 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 Walk in there. 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 Walk in Commando. 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 Commando.
I have one question. How was that? Wonderful! God, raise it. How was the performance? Thank you. Give me 1 minute. Let me just check with something. Thank you so much for your patience. And so we will now have to move on to Charlestown drummers and dancers. No. I need a little bit more excitement. Listen, this is hometown. This is hometown performance. So I think they're going to need a little bit more. Can I get a little bit more? little closer. Lord, no, Lord. Why you not holding my space? Listen.
Let's share it, please.
So, Lord, what do you think? Should I invite Scott Hall back to give us another round? That answers it. Back up, please. Let's go. One last round.
Come in, the people. You're ready to it. And then I wonder we throwing here, Tony dog.
One more time.
Tony dog. On the head up. On the head up. Come tomorrow day. On the head up. On the head up. Yes, my people. We might lose our land, our right to self-government, our dignity, them take everything, but we still have the culture, and we're going to carry that through, because our ancestors put that in us that we cannot lose. But remember, we need some justice in the land before we're going to have the peace.
One moment, please, Colonel. I want everybody to understand. So when I call the Charleston drummers, what I meant to say was the junior drummers. And so we have on stage with us the junior drummers. So immediately after Scott's Hall performance, you're in for extra special treats. The future will begin the drumming.
Forward. Forward. Ready. Forward. 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 Forward.
Ready.
Forward.
Go on the job. They go on the job. They go on the job. In Bokayo. In Bokayo high. They go on the job. They go on the job. In Bokayo. Okay, you're high. Go on it now. Go on it now. Okay, you high. Go on it now. Go on it now. Okay, you high. Go on it now.
our drummers and dancers.
Let me a room, so let me a room, we go dance. Let me a room, we go sing. Let me a room, my let me a room, my let me a room, my come on, let me a room, my let me a room, my come on, let me a room, my I said let me a room, we go dance. Let me a room, we go sing. Let me a room, my come on, let me a room, my come on. Walking dead, walking dead, dead, walking dead, red island, walking dead, Mandela, walking dead, this island. God oh me God, God oh me God, God oh me God, love me God oh me God, love me God, never be my side. Walk on get to get step one by one, love me get step two by two, love me God oh me God, God oh me God, love me God oh me God, God oh me God, love me God never be my side. God go get to love me get step one by one, get step two by two. God oh me God, love me God oh me God, love me God oh me God, love me God oh me God, love me. God oh me God, God oh me God, you know? Oh, you know. You think me they know? Oh, you know. You think me they know? Oh, you know. Oh, you know. You think me they know? Let's never tell me. Oh, you know. You think me they know? Oh, you know. You think me they know? Oh, you know. You think me they know? Oh, you know. All right, guys. Cool it down. Close the drums. Close the drums. Wonderful. Close the drums. Close your drums. All right. So guess what? Kasikiane. My children says they want to do just 5 more minutes. They want Brookings. They want to show you what they've learned and how they're going to be strong leaders of the tomorrow. Wonderful. Silo, milo, 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 silo, 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 milo, 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 silo, silo. Silo, milo, 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 silo, silo. Alegre milo, beba kaya, silo, silo, silo. Silo, milo, 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 silo, silo. Silo, milo, 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 silo, silo. Oi. Silo, milo, 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 silo, silo. Silo, milo, 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 silo, silo. Silo, milo, 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 silo, silo. Wonderful, wonderful. I am literally in tears every single time I see them and hear them perform. Give it up for the Charles Soul Junior Drummers and Dancers. Wow.
One more time for my babies. The future is in good hands. The legacy will continue. The legacy must continue. And so I'm only visiting the stage for a very short time because we have some extra special performance by Mortal Maroon Drummers and Dancers. Let's go. You've been waiting. You've been keeping us in suspense. All right, so I just got a little bit of notice that they're filling in. They're topping up on the sustenance. So let me see. Who do we have next? Who can we call next? We have Mr. Alibek from UNESCO Office for the Caribbean Program. Are you ready? Mr. Alibek? Captain Rodney, can you check on Mr. Alibek for me, please? In the meantime, I'm going to find out a little bit more from the audience today, how things have been going. And on top of that, we have some extra special guests in the place. Who said that? Oh, I thought somebody was talking to me. You with the camera. Time for me to put you on the spotlight now. Yes, 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 yes. That's why I was coming up to you. How has it been so far? It's good. That's all? Let's see it on the camera. Come now, man. Give me something else. How was it for you? What was different?
I learned a lot of things about marine culture.
Interesting. She learned a lot of things. But I know who was the one whispering to her and telling her that she learned a lot of things. And so I'm coming over to you now to find out what kind of things was learned. Don't hide. Come on.
I was just telling her about where the Brookings came from and also the Dinky Mini because I too was a dancer.
Oh, we need a drummer. I need a drummer. You said yourself, oh, I need a drummer. Scottsdale, Charleston, Vibes Queen, Lloyd. Does he have a drum? Oh, you have a drum beside you. Look here, man. Listen, your grandmother, the elder, right? The knowledge keeper has just pronounced you drummer of the day. Right? Are you prepared? Oh, and it's his birthday? Wait. Please, come on, man, birthday. Come on, show us something. Show us a little thing. But I see people getting up and walking, and so I'm going to get up and walk over to the drum. Yes, please. Listen, you cannot tell your grandmother no. How was it for you? How was it for you?
Very good. I'm enjoying it.
You good? Okay, so good. Oh, the Charlestown kitchen is the best there is. You will not be disappointed. I'll give you a little secret so everybody can hear the secret. Them have kaku. You know kaku? You ready? All right. Kaku, just ask them. And then when they come back, I'm going to ask you about the history of kaku. Right? You're back with the drum. Whoa. And you're heading for something to eat also, to munch on? So, what do you do? You wait 1 second. Colonel Douglas, she organizes groups. She's from Portland, Port Antonio, a returning Portlander. Portland returning residents, and so she organizes groups. So please, you will be back. Listen, advertising for them. Advertising for them. So please kindly leave your number over there. Yes, they do wonderful tours. There's a museum over there. You wanted to see the museum? Colonel Douglas. And or Captain Rodney. Oh, you spoke to Captain Rodney? Perfect. So you're in good hands then. So I hear Morton running me off the mic. So I'm going to be run. Yes, I'm going to be run. After Morton, yes. Morton, I'm coming to hand over the mic. Mic.
This is one body knows who's so
someplace. Me say me know you want to see man body. Me say to man body knows go someplace. Me say me know you want to see man body. Me say to man body knows go someplace. Me say to man body knows go someplace. Me say me know you want to see man body. Me say to man body knows go someplace. 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 Me say me know you want to see man body. Me say to man body knows go someplace. Me say to man body knows go someplace. Me say me know you want to see man body. Me say to man body knows go someplace. Me say me know you want to see man body. Me say to man body knows go someplace. Me say me know you want to see man body. Me say to man body knows go someplace. Me say to man body knows go someplace. What a money boy! 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 Aight.
Can we get a round of applause for Mortal Maroon Drama? That was fantastic. Did you enjoy it? What? No, man. It always sound like an hungry. Remember, so Charleston Kitchen is there, and I'm going to tell us someone secret is there. I'm at Cocoon. Did anybody try the Cocoon? What is Cocoon? Wow. Hold on, man. Hold on, let me find the right people. Where is Annette? Annette? Annette from Charlestown Kitchen. I need your presence. I don't believe I will do the definition of cocoon properly. And so I need the person who prepared it, picked it, prepared it, and have it on the menu to share. Yes. Hold on a second.
Yeah, man, I was about to ask that same question. What is a cocoon stew? Can we use it to make craft? So we are only for the same cocoon.
See what I mean, no. So I Where is Annette? I'm calling on Annette.
Head chef
She's
Annette.
coming.
Head
All
chef.
right. So Annette is going to explain to you what the cocoon is, what you have in your plate, how it is prepared, where it comes from, and all of these lovely things, because this is a part of our culture. But in the meantime, until Annette will grace us with her presence, hold on. Where are the cameras? Where are the phones? Are we seeing the display of drums right here? Are you seeing the display of drums? You may have some guest performances here next year. Please to contact Colonel Douglas and leave the information. So I'm going to ask you to, Grandmother Elder, to introduce yourself and the team. I didn't know it was a team.
Today is my cousin's Earth Scrub. He's 17 today. And he's been drumming from his sixth floor. And he's a bit shy. So we're just going to do some drumming. So I am going to start like this. Can you hold the mic for me, please? And I'm going to ask you to join in. I'm going to say, oh, when you're done with the day, it's your earth from today. I'm going to say, yeah, yeah, it's your earth from today. Oh, when you're done with the day, it's your earth from today. Yeah, yeah, it's your earth from today. Let it shine,